Legacy requires sacrifices. Finding a hypercar to pass down to my children has been one of the most exciting experiences so far. However, the excitement comes at a cost, and a very real one. Oh my God. This is where it gets serious. Buying a hypercar isn't an easy process. Even with a good finance package, it's still not cheap. So that means sacrifices have to be made. Cars might have to go, and pain might have to be suffered. Let's try and figure out which cars we keep and which cars get the chop. It's easy to build an emotional bond with these cars. We've had a few of them for a long while now and have enjoyed great memories in most of them. I feel like the first car we need to take out, get on the road, is probably the one with the lowest mileage in the collection, the Lamborghini Huracan Sturato. So yeah, let's take it for a drive and just figure out what's gonna happen with it. So the Huracan Sturato we've had about 2 years now. Hasn't done many miles. It's recently been wrapped in this wonderful spy grey color thanks to the main man Yanamais. It is an off-roading version of the Lamborghini Huracan. So that means you can do fun off-roading stuff with a naturally aspirated V10. Oh my God, this car's sick. But let's get serious. We've had this car about 2 years now. It's only done 1,794 miles. I mean, that's terrible. I can do that in a month in some cars. Like, that's actually embarrassing. So we need to figure out whether or not we keep this car. It is a great car. Values, although once looking like they would fall massively, have stabilized. And I think people have started to realize how good and how usable, how cool the Huracan Sturato is. It's just a do everything, go everywhere kind of car. I'll tell you what, a lot of people don't get this car. A lot of people probably saw it, heard me saying, oh, we have to figure out whether it's gonna get the chop or not, and they were probably like, oh yeah, that's getting the chop, that's getting the chop. But it's not that straightforward. What other vehicle can give you this much enjoyment and this much confidence at the same time? I don't have to worry about speed bumps. I don't have to worry about undulations in the road. I don't have to worry about bad weather. I could just get in this car every single time and bang it through the gears, do a launch, and I know I'm gonna get home safely. Wow. The Huracan Sturato is absolutely nuts. A rally-prepped V10 naturally aspirated supercar that can tackle any terrain. And weirdly, it works. But this isn't my decision to make. This car is my wife, Camille's. If I was to tell her I'm selling it to get something that I want, I'm not sure how that would go down. So I think this car is firmly staying in the collection. Next one up, Porsche GT3 RS. My son finds this car very favorable, as you can tell by the car seat in the front passenger seat of this track-focused track car. I was going to say supercar, but I don't technically think it's a supercar. Anyway, is this one staying or is it getting the chop? Let's find out. Am I keeping or am I selling this car? I bought this car about this time last year. It has been epic since. I've taken it on track a few times. It's a great car. It's an amazing car. I have some issues with it though. My first issue with this car is that it is very much track focused. This is probably the most track focused car that we've ever owned, in terms of it's just very firm. It does cope well when you're at speed, but going at slow speed, driving around town, it struggles. But hey, it is a track car. The next issue is, this is a 992 Porsche GT3 RS. There is more than likely going to be a 992.2 GT3 RS, because we've just seen the 992.2 GT3 and GT3 Touring be announced, which coincidentally we have on order. So that's another reason. 9,000! What a machine! Ultimately, this experience can only be one-upped by the 918 Spider. That's a naturally aspirated V8 with exhausts that are literally by your ears. I just feel like it'll be a more thrilling experience than this. This is a great car, don't get me wrong, but again, with the 992.2 probably coming out, and then also GT2 RS, I don't think this car's a very smart car to keep a hold of. Emotionally, I don't want to get rid of it. But if I think with my brain, it only makes sense to. This is the best handling car I have ever owned. The GT3 RS is like a scalpel on road and on track. However, to fully exploit its capabilities, you need to be at a track day or on a country road, which is something that, although I do often, not often enough to justify keeping this car, despite the pitfalls of the fact that the 992.2 generation is coming, and also how often are you on track using the full downforce of a GT3 RS. If I was to sell this car, I wouldn't be disappointed, as I could buy one of the many examples listed for sale right now. In fact, it'll probably end up saving me money. So the 992 GT3 RS is definitely getting the chop. Now we are getting into some tough decisions. Two of my favorite cars, one of them will have to go, or maybe both. We need to put our heads together and figure out which Lamborghini V12 stays, if any. So between the two V12 Lamborghinis, we have the Lamborghini Aventador SVJ and the Lamborghini Revuelto. Which one stays and which one gets the chop? We'll have to find out. This section of the video is going to go very differently. I was going to take the Revuelto out for a drive, and I was going to take the Aventador SVJ out for a drive and come to a conclusion over which one should go. I've had the Lamborghini Aventador SVJ since 2022. The Revuelto we got last year. Both incredible cars, amazing cars. The Revuelto is really good at mixing the daily driving with the extreme emotional brashness of the Lamborghini brand, especially with the Gintani exhaust on it. This also has a Gintani exhaust, but this car is just dialed up to 10 every single second you drive it. If you're going slow, if you're going fast, it is a thrilling experience. I've had done a lot of miles in this car. I've experienced it as much as probably anyone could experience it. And I've completed it. I've completed the SVJ, right? So it's like, why hold on to it anymore? And I'll tell you why. Because you can't get an experience like that. So I don't even need to drive the Revuelto. I'm keeping the SVJ. SVJ is going nowhere, never getting rid of that. What is going, unfortunately, will have to be the Revuelto. You may be like, don't get rid of the Revuelto, it's so fast. This is the first generation of this car, remember. There will be an SVJ version, there will be a Roadster variant, and I'm hearing news that there potentially might be a facelift coming soon. So this car, safe to say, needs to go, and it will go. I love this car. I'm pretty much going to be able to sell it for what I bought it for, because I got mine for quite a good price. It wasn't necessarily too heavily optioned. So yeah, I'm going to have to let this baby go to its next owner. I will be taking the wrap off though, because listen, that's a Tomi signature wrap. And the Gintani exhaust, I'm going to be keeping that because I'm going to get another Revuelto. But for now, I have to say goodbye, my lover. Goodbye, my friend. I thought that decision would be a lot harder to make, but the Revuelto, again, is essentially kind of like a hypercar. It's the most expensive car we have, and it's also an experience that I think can be replicated with any hypercar on the buying list. Also, with the future Revueltos bound to be released, does it make sense to hold on to the original variant, or should I just get another when the time comes? I think that will be the case. So the Lamborghini Revuelto is being sold. Although I do not want it to go, I am willing to make the sacrifice to ensure that having a hypercar is manageable. Therefore, in the future, I will find myself purchasing a Lamborghini Revuelto SVJ or whatever comes to replace it. But for now, the hypercar is firmly taking its place. With the Purosangue now sold, you might be thinking, you have no Ferraris. Well, we do have a Ferrari SF90. However, it hasn't been at home for the last 7 months. The reason for that is way beyond my control. Maybe I'll let you guys know what happened, but again, I don't want to get sued by Ferrari. So the Ferrari SF90 is definitely getting chopped from the collection. The reason for that? If I'm getting rid of the Revuelto, why would I keep the SF90? It makes no sense. When it comes to the other cars in the collection, cars like the Lamborghini Urus Performante and the BMW i7, these cars are not going anywhere. The reason for that is these cars serve a functional purpose in my life. With the Lamborghini Urus Performante being a nice daily driver that also feels exciting to drive, plus the bonus feature of front seat ISOFIX making it easy to transport my son around, that car is safely staying in the collection for the foreseeable future. And when it comes to the BMW i7, I have never experienced another car with this level of tech, luxury and comfort, so that car is also staying. All I need to do is find some rims for it just to make it that perfect Tomi spec. Sometimes to get something truly special, you have to let go of something good. And in this case, I have to let go of a few good things. However, When it comes to getting a hypercar, these are sacrifices that I think are essential to making sure this hypercar purchase is a smart one. So now things are getting serious. Cars are going and a hypercar is coming. So it's about time I make my final decision and pick which hypercar is joining the collection.